Cybersecurity isn't just about firewalls, phishing emails, or 0 days. It's also about physical security, what you carry, where you carry it, and who has access to it. Because if someone can walk up and take your credentials, passport, and thousands in cash, that's not a digital breach, but it's absolutely a security failure. And that brings us to Kristi Noem, current head of Homeland Security, who had her entire purse stolen while out in public, while carrying $3,000 in cash, blank checks, her passport, and her DHS badge, amongst other things that were reported, like her apartment keys and medications. Oh, and while being protected by a Secret Service. You can't make this up. And if you think this is the kind of thing that can't happen to you, you're wrong. Because what happened to her is the kind of OpSec failure that affects everyone, from federal officials to folks just going out to lunch, just like she was doing. Before we dive deeper, take a second to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on all the platforms: Discord, Matrix, Blue Sky, Mastodon, TikTok, and Twitch. Everything's linked in the description. So what happened? According to CBS News, Noem was dining at a DC restaurant when someone brushed up against her leg and swiped her purse. Inside that bag, $3,000 cash, blank checks, her DHS badge, her passport, among other things. That's not just a personal loss. That's a national security concern. This wasn't some sketchy back alley. This happened in public with Secret Service on duty. And here's the part that really blows my mind. Where was the Secret Service during all this? This is the head of Homeland Security out in public with a passport, DHS badge, blank checks, and $3,000 in cash in her purse, among other things that were, very valuable to her. And somehow, someone got close enough to brush her leg and walk away with everything. That's not just a mistake. That's a massive oversight. Yes, I know Secret Service agents aren't there to carry handbags, but they are there to prevent critical security breaches. And what was she carrying? That bag was the security risk. They should have flagged that. They should have secured it. Because this isn't about protecting her. It's about protecting access to national systems. And let's talk about who got close enough to pull this off. Because with all the political railing about undocumented immigrants and crime and border security, you know what this tells me? The guy probably passed the Peter Griffin color chart of suspicion. Yeah, we're still out here doing security based on vibes and melanin instead of behavior and proximity. And this time, it let someone casually walk off with the keys to DHS. Physical security is cybersecurity. People love to separate cybersecurity from the physical world, but that's not how risk works. If I walk off with your ID, phone, keys, and access badge, I bypassed every digital safeguard you have. Social engineering doesn't always require a keyboard. Sometimes it just needs a moment of distraction. Pockets, purses, and OpSec gaps. And that's why I'm big on wearable OpSec. Right now, I'm in my favorite brand, 511. Not sponsored yet. But if you're watching this 511, I've got your whole catalog on me already. Boots, 511. Pants, 511. Most of my wardrobe, yep. These jeans, I've got 7 pockets. Count them. Wallet on a chain. Because yeah, ADHD is real and I will forget something if it's not locked down. And in just one pocket, I've had 4 phones. 4. Plus my Tangara music player, which officially replaced my old iPod Classic. No joke, I'll even pull them out on camera right now. Tangara music player. And big stack of 4 phones. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Different sizes, different shapes. And yes, I still have room for some self-defense gear, just in case. You can figure out what I mean by that. I don't need a bag, my pants are the bag. Which brings us to, women's fashion has a built-in risk. Look, I know I'm a guy, I've got pockets for days and external-facing equipment, but I'm not blind. And as a cybersecurity professional, I've been saying this is a problem for years, ever since it was pointed out to me. So allow me to step on my soapbox and say this loud for every woman and everyone who wears women's fashion. I see you, I hear you, and this whole setup, this is an injustice, but let's get real. Most women don't even get the option to secure their stuff the way I do. Because the fashion industry, it's been failing women for decades. And it's not by accident. They tiny fake pockets. Pockets too shallow to hold a phone. Pockets that are even too shallow to hold a key. Half the time, it's just decorative stitching because it looks cleaner. But you know what it really does? It forces women to carry purses, and that makes them easier to target. That's not just inconvenient, it's dangerous. This is fashion by design, not designed for security, not designed for safety. It's designed for dependency. More purses, more accessories, more branding, more profit, at the cost of real physical vulnerability. And I've seen the fallout from this. I've had girlfriends light up like I gave them an engagement ring just because I got their jeans altered to have real pockets. Like, this was treated as an actual act of heroism. They've sent me links to dresses with pockets like, look, it has pockets! I've seen it on Instagram stories, TikToks, whole memes around it. Because for a woman, finding fashion that's actually functional, that's rare enough to celebrate. And don't tell me it can't be done. I've seen fashionable, utilitarian clothing. I've seen designers who care about this. I mean, 511 makes women's pants too. They even make the Tactikilt. They have a kilt and pockets. And they don't skip the damn pockets. So what's the rest of the industry's excuse? Because from where I'm standing, it looks like a whole lot of built-in vulnerability sold as style. Awareness and responsibility. Now here is where it really hits me. Noem said she felt a brush against her leg and didn't think much of it. That's a huge miss. Because my mom taught me something early. Be aware of your person, be conscious of what you're carrying and where it is. I'm constantly checking. I know the weight of everything I carry, the shape, the feel, the location. If something's even slightly off, I notice. It's not paranoia. That's training. That's OpSec, operational security. $3,000 in cash, blank checks? And I still can't get over this part. Why are you walking around with $3,000 in cash? Even at DEF CON, which is cash heavy by design, I've never carried that much, ever. And blank checks? What is this, a Seinfeld episode? Who's still writing checks? That's not old school. That's a liability. And now, I'd play Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us, but I'm not trying to get copyright struck, so I'll just say, they not like us, they not like us, they not like us. The bigger picture here. This isn't about dunking on Kristi Noem. It's a case study in what happens when security gets too comfortable. It's about how assumptions, whether about how safe you are, who looks like a threat, or what you carry can get you owned. And yes, it's about how we need to normalize functional gear for everyone. So, what do you think? Is this a one-off mistake, or a sign that we need to take physical OpSec way more seriously, especially in leadership? Drop your thoughts in the comments, especially if you've ever been burned by bad pocket design or had to carry a purse just to have the basics on you. If this video made you think, hit that like button, subscribe for more content like this, and follow me on all platforms: Discord, Matrix, Blue Sky, Mastodon, TikTok, and I stream over on Twitch too. All the links are down in the description. And if you want to go the extra mile to support this kind of independent, unapologetic content, check out my Patreon or grab something from the merch store. Every bit helps. Stay sharp, stay aware, and as always, happy hacking. Stay safe out there.